there's always this block in your head. There's this little block, right? Not as in a shape, but just metaphorically. There's a block where you know what you need to do. Oh, I need to go out and take this walk that I promised that I'd do. I'd walk 10,000 steps every morning. And you made a commitment to yourself. And then you wake up in the morning and then you start watching TV and start scrolling on your phone. And in the back of your mind, you know that you're supposed to be walking in this moment. And it's that fucking block. You know what you need to do, but for some reason, this block just emits fear and doubt and just stress and depression just thinking about it.
Some of you are so smart that you're actually interfering with your own greatness. The kind of person I'm thinking of is the person who thinks a lot. Perhaps you have a ton of ideas every day, but the issue is that you're not really executing. So the fact that you're brilliant and not executing creates this feeling of shame and frustration inside of you, which is the furthest thing from motivating, yeah? So whether you're planning independently or brainstorming with friends, thinking in general, if you don't act upon whatever it is you're thinking about, more than likely you're never gonna do it. What happens here is during the planning and brainstorming thinking process, the chemicals in your brain get released associated with action and accomplishment. But you're not actually acting, yes? You're doing so much thinking, you're doing so much planning, you're doing so much, yo, that sounds great. Yeah, I think I should do it this way, that your brain gets confused. So it doesn't matter what you label it, whether you want to call it procrastination, analysis paralysis, or if you have an issue with perfectionism. Pop psychology terms aren't the thing here. The issue is you have a lot to get out of your system and a lot to give to the world that you are not. So the name of the game here is get the reward, release the chemicals in your brain via action or accomplishment, not during the planning or thinking process or announcing to the world what you're going to do before you do it process.
What's up, Brodies? Welcome to the Bourbon Effect. My name is Tunji, and you already know what it is, so let's talk. As you can see, we're in a bit of a different location. We're in my car. It's a beautiful fucking day outside. I figured, man, I might as well just make a video and talk to the Brodies real quick and just talk about some things. And firstly, one of those things will be, as men, one of the things that we go through in life that's most difficult is understanding and facing the reality that nobody's coming to save us. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. You got to get yourself out of the mud. Unless you're like a Nepo baby or, you have wealthy parents and things like that. Even with that, I feel like people still struggle. But the mental strain on men who don't have that is a lot more difficult than the average person. And not only that, for any of the men out there who are watching this video who didn't really have too much of a father figure to look up to, it's even harder for those people as well too, because there are a lot of things that you gotta figure out by yourself. You don't really have a real role model male figure to look up to or to understand how things work in the world and how to operate as a man. You don't really have that. And so a lot of these things you have to learn by yourself. You'll learn through observation, maybe other male figures in your life who may not even be related to you. You learn a lot of these things. And one of the biggest things that you're going to have to understand is that you are the narrator of your life. At the end of the day, whatever you want is completely up to you. Deep down in yourself, you're probably at a point in your life where you're not happy with where you are, what you've done, how you look, so on and so forth. You're probably at a point in your life where it's a low point for you, which as men we all have. But one of the things that we have to realize as men is that our life is up to us. At the end of the day, when you sit down and you dwell on your life not being the way it is or the way you want it to be, deep down inside, you know exactly what you have to do. That's one of the biggest things that I feel fucks people up, is that you will sit down, watch TV, eat that food, do all the things you know you're not typically supposed to be doing, that's getting you nowhere in life, that is not progressing you in life. You know those things aren't helping you, but you still do them. You still take the time that you could be using to learn a new skill, look certain things up depending on what you want to do. You know exactly what you need to do, but you're not doing it because of the fear of failure. The fear of failure, the fear of self-doubt, not knowing how things turn out. I can tell you the amount of times where I've tried something and I've quit because it got too hard, right? A couple of things. I don't like to quit. I'm not a person to easily quit on something, but these are certain things I had to learn getting older, is that once you do something, you need to stick with that thing. And obviously, you can try different things. If they don't work out for you, then that's different. But I am talking about starting something, trying something, and pursuing that thing. And the moment it gets hard, you give up. And then you move on to the next thing. It gets hard, you give up. And then you move on to the next thing. It gets hard, and you give up again. And you're going to keep seeing yourself in this cycle until you finally realize that, yo, those are the moments where I have to push through the most. The moments where it's most difficult, where you're getting so frustrated and you just want to give up and quit completely. That is the time you need to persist the most. And I am talking to you guys as somebody who's gone through this and still goes through that shit till today. Sometimes I'll complain like, why don't I have as many subscribers as I want? Why don't I, you know, am I not making the amount of money I want to make? And as much as I can blame it on other factors in my life, at the end of the day, it's all on me. I can't blame anybody but myself, because I know the amount of things that I need to do to get to a certain goal, to achieve the certain things that I want to achieve, and to get where I want to be. I know what I need to do. It's just the point of doing it. There's always this block in your head. There's this little block, right? Not as in a shape, but just metaphorically. There's a block where you know what you need to do. Oh, I need to go out and take this walk that I promised that I'd do. I'd walk 10,000 steps every morning. And you made a commitment to yourself. And then you wake up in the morning and then you start watching TV and start scrolling on your phone. And in the back of your mind, you know that you're supposed to be walking in this moment. And it's that fucking block. You know what you need to do, but for some reason, this block just emits fear and doubt and just stress and depression, just thinking about it. And then so you just don't do it. I don't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to spread awareness to, if you're wondering why you're having so much trouble getting to the point where you want to be in life, it's because you're stopping yourself and you're letting that block in your head stop you. Stop letting fear and self-doubt overcome you. And even if you have that, it's okay. It's okay to be scared sometimes. It's okay to be nervous. Self-doubt, honestly, really just means you're getting closer to something before it blows up in a good way, before it changes your life forever. But you always have to tell yourself, yo, I've done so many things in my life where I doubted myself and I overcame it, and I can do that same thing with this. And so pretty much what I'm trying to say is the only one who's stopping you is you, bro. The only one who's stopping you is you. It doesn't matter what anybody says, how anybody feels. Nobody's going to originally be there for you when you're first starting shit out. You're the only one that has this vision. Nobody else can see what you see, but you got to make that vision come to life. And nobody's going to be able to do that but you. You need to work hard at it, bro. I know it's scary. I know every time you want to do something, you get anxious and overwhelmed, and now you've overthink it so much to the point where you don't even want to do this shit anymore that you know you're supposed to be doing. That very thing that you know you're supposed to do, now you're just too overwhelmed to even do it because just thinking about it stresses you out. But you have to, bro. But that's what's going to separate you from them. Not everybody is successful. There's a reason why there's the 1% of men who make a certain amount of money, 5% of men, 10% of men, because they are doing the things that other men don't want to do. And so we got to get out of that. You know what to do to be that 10% of man, 5% of men, 1% of men. Maybe not everything, but you learn more as you go. So go fucking do it, bro. I know it's hard, but life is hard. So keep doing what the fuck you got to keep doing. And the next time you want to sit down and scroll on your phone, watch this video. Next time you want to get up and, watch TV or get overwhelmed about some shit, watch this video. And if you don't watch this video, think about the fucking video so you can push yourself. Because I guarantee you doing this now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to look back at your past self and be like, I'm so glad I kept pushing. Because if I didn't, I don't know where I would be. And that's where we're trying to be. So anyway, brodies, I just wanted to talk to you guys and let you know that, because even sometimes I be going through situations where I'm just doubting myself. But we got to keep our eye on the prize. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Why I ended the video with that, I have no fucking idea. But anyway, man, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You already know what it is. Bourbon Effect out. Peace out.